Hey guys, this is StarDragonPhoenix, and I have a battle here against DarkUserSnake. He's a Dark type Elite 4 member from the Pokemon Battle Vectors chat. He's one of the Elite 4, and that makes him one of the owners as well of the chat, so that's pretty cool. Anyways, let's just get on with the battle. I start on my Crobat, he starts with his Cofagrius, so yeah. I go for Taunt, predicting that whole Nasty Plot, and I was right, he goes for it, but fails, thanks for Taunt. I go for Super Fang, predicting some sort of switch, but he actually doesn't do that. And he goes straight for the Psychic, and that does a lot. I'm gonna U-turn out of there, cause yeah, I just gotta. And I get a critical, but you know, it doesn't really matter that much. And the whole Mummy ability activates, but it doesn't matter either because, you know, I'm switching. So I switch my Fortress while he goes for the Psychic doesn't do much at all. Now this thing actually scared me a lot because of the Nasty Plot. I was like, okay, this thing can probably sweep me if it gets it off, so I'm really focusing on taking this thing out. Once the taunt wears off, I'm getting scared, so I switch back into Crobat. But he actually does not go for the Nasty Plot. Instead, he goes for Will-O-Wisp, which will burn my Crobat. So I know it has Nasty Plot, Will-O-Wisp, Psychic, and one last move, which I'm thinking is probably Shadow Ball. I'm really taking this battle seriously because it is a battle against the owner, so I kind of want to do good against this guy. So yeah, anyways, he finishes me off with Psychic. I don't really care because I put the taunt on it. I just wanted to make sure it cannot go for Nasty Plot. Send in my Vaporeon, go for the Toxic so I can Toxic stall this thing out. He does go for a Shadow Ball, so I was right. Yeah, his last move is Shadow Ball. So I know this thing's complete moveset, and actually does not scare me because Fortress can take all its hits because Psychic and Shadow Ball Steel resists both those moves. And I go for Scald, which does more than I expected, so it is, you know, trying to speed up this whole Toxic stall. And he gets a lucky special D drop with special defense drop with his whole Shadow Ball, so that's not good for my Vaporeon. So you know, just stuff happening. His taunt wears off, but I'm not even scared right now because I go for the Wish, predicting him to go for a Nasty Plot, and I was right, so I can get back to full health in the next turn at least. Once I go for Protect, so well, you'll see. Take some toxic damage, can protect up, so you know, even if he attacks, won't hurt me. I'll gain health thanks to Wish. Now I'm back to full health, and I know I am faster than this thing, so that's even better, right? So you know, I can just take this thing out with one Skull like that. So I just, you know, completely made that Cofagrius useless. The only thing it did was take off my Crobat, so it's a 5-5 right now. He sends in his Snorlax, so I'm gonna switch my Vaporeon out. And I'm going to go into Rhydon because I think it can take anything the Snorlax has to do. Goes for Stockpile, which I really did not predict. I'm thinking, Stockpile Snorlax? Whoa, I've never seen this. So yeah, this is my Eviolite Rhydon, so yeah. Just go straight for the Earthquake. I mean, this Rhydon has nothing really to set up with. It's just mainly to be really bulky. Also has Rest, but really, yeah. So I switch to my Fortress once this thing comes up because I'm thinking, okay, like, so much teams have Ferrothorn. Like, probably the #1 Pokemon I've seen on a team is either Gliscor or Excadrill, or even Ferrothorn. Actually, it's one of those three, definitely. Probably more on the Ferrothorn side. I've seen a lot of Ferrothorns. Don't get me wrong. I set up my Stealth Rocks while he switches into a Suicune, which is good, I guess. You know, entry hazards really do help. The Suicune goes for the Scald, which, you know, I'm not really scared because his Fortress. The only thing it's here for is set up entry hazards, which it's doing right now. So I set up Toxic Spikes, but sadly, that is the end of Fortress. It's gonna go for Skull and take me out right there. And it was a useless critical. There was no point in that, but whatever, it's there. So I switched to my Vaporeon, and I switched back in a Mesprit, because I'm thinking, okay, it's gonna go for Calm Mind. Or actually, I think that was actually a misplay. I think I meant to go into Vaporeon, Mesprit, or something. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I switched back into Vaporeon because I know it's gonna go for Scald, right? So take that. And apparently, I know really the only move that's normal effective against my Vaporeon is his Extra Sensory. So that just says something. I'm thinking right there. Okay, his other moves are like a Water type move and an Ice type move. Mostly, well, I know he has Scald. So his last move is probably Ice Beam or something along those lines. Extra Sensory doesn't do anything. Like, look at that. After like 2 Calm Minds, that's how much it did. Although he can get lucky with Flinch and just take me out, but I do have Toxic on this thing. So that's always good. So he goes for another extra sensory, and this is just basically same thing going on here. Go for Wish this turn though, trying to get back to full health. If you guys did not notice, this is my Wish Protect Vaporeon. And also, yeah, you guys have probably seen all its moves by now. Yeah, Wish Protect, obviously, Scald, and Toxic. I really like this thing. Some people carry Roar on this thing. I did not even know it can learn Roar, but I just decided to go with the Toxic instead, just because it actually does help take out a lot of things, mostly bulky water types like the Suicune. Anyways, I go for the Scald this turn because I know the Suicune, you know, can't really do anything to me. And just to get a little bit more damage, try to hope for Toxic. I get the Lucky Burn, pretty lucky I guess. It is 30% chance, so yeah. But I still get it. Anyways, just normal stuff here. Now I decided to switch out right here because I know Giga Drain is going to be doing a decent amount, and I do not want him to heal up. He goes for the Toxic this turn, but my Espeon actually with his Magic Bounce ability bounces it back. But since it's Poison type, it can't even be poisoned. Plus, it already has a burn. But I did not even do that on purpose. I just sent an Espeon just because I wanted to take that Giga Drain or something. Anyways, I go for Psychic while he switches into Snorlax. The Psychic did not really that much, but after the special D drop, I'm thinking, okay, it'll probably do a decent amount, right? And it actually does. But you know, Stockpile's kind of gonna get rid of that whole decent damage. Maybe I should have stayed in actually, because you know, well, actually I did. Okay, good. So I go for another one, and one more will KO, but he does go for the crunch. But his Snorlax is at very low health right now, and that Snorlax is slow. So I'm at a good position, I guess. Switching to my Rhydon because you know I just want to take this thing out. He withdraws into well, the Ferrothorn. While I go for the Earthquake, and you know Ferrothorn is so bulky, it just takes it like a beast. It can easily survive another one, but yeah, it goes to Protect this turn. While I go for another one because I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, 2 more can KO, but nope, had to go for the Protect, didn't it? Go for another one right here. Now I know, looking at the damage, even after leftovers, it should be able to KO, but he goes for Power Whip. Now I'm Eviolite, right? So I'm thinking, okay, I can probably survive, but it does take me out because it is quite effective. And this Rhydon actually has special defense and HP EVs, not defense. So yeah, that probably explains it. I switch into my Mesprit because this is my Choice Scarf Mesprit with the 3 Elemental Punches and Zen Headbutt. Go for the Fire Punch, and it does go for Protect, so I can't really do anything. Switches into Snorlax, so that gives me thinking this is a thick fat Snorlax. Or actually no, never mind. He's just using that as death fodder, I guess. So that just takes it out. Oh, and by the way, that's an immunity Snorlax. That's pretty obvious because it's not getting affected by my Toxic Spikes. So yeah, that's how I know it's immunity. But it doesn't really matter. That thing didn't do too much in the battle except take out my Espeon. I switched into Vaporeon while he goes for Ice Beam. He didn't go for Scald because he didn't want the Water Absorb to activate, which is smart. But he does get a critical with that Ice Beam, but that really did not matter. Now his Suicune's kind of losing HP. I mean, it's below half a little bit, or like around half. Switches into his Rose Raid. It has Natural Cure, I know that because the burn wore off. And yeah, I did not get lucky with a second burn, so yeah. I gonna have to actually go for Protect again. I do not know why I did that, because that's just helping it in a way. I just wanted to see what he'd do. He goes for Toxic, so yeah, I guess he's not really gonna go for the Giga Drain because he knows I can just stall him out, kind of. I don't know. Or I'm trying to get a Toxic off on something. Now he goes for the Giga Drain when I switch to my Mesprit. Doesn't KO me, but does do a decent amount. One more can KO me, unless that was like min-max damage working there. I go for his Zen Headbutt, and that will KO because it's super effective. He's gonna switch into his Suicune. I could have actually stayed in and went for Zen Headbutt. Probably could have took it out eventually, like after Poison. Yeah, after Poison or something. But you know, I kind of want to keep my Mesprit for a while. And you know, my Vaporeon is just like a perfect wall against the Suicune because only thing I can use is Ice Beam and Extra Sensory. But Ice Beam is not very effective, so yeah. Considering the fact that Scald will actually heal me up, so thanks to my Water Absorb ability, which is just awesome. So I'm in a very good position right now. At least that's what I'm thinking. But well, you'll see this gets a little more intense later on. He goes for Extra Sensory, well, keeps going on for it. I just keep going for Skull. I mean, this thing has pressure ability, not like, or at least I'm pretty sure it has pressure. Yeah, it does have pressure. It doesn't have like the water absorb like my bulky water type does. And one more turn, and this thing is out pretty much. So I just go for Protect, thinking, okay, let's just die. And it happens basically after all this stuff. There we go. So goodbye, Suicune. Now he's gonna send in this thing. This thing can actually take out my Vaporeon pretty well. I go for Wish though, because I know I can take one power up unless it's a critical. He actually misses, which isn't great because I think that makes my Wish a completely useless. I just go for Scald, but you know, he protects himself. Go for another one. Just gotta keep hoping for burn basically. I don't get it this one. He hits this Power Whip, and the damage, it actually does a lot. Yeah, or actually it KOs me. Oh wow. The other miss actually kind of helped. Not really, but well, I don't know. I switched to my Mesprit. Actually, I'm in a very bad position. Mesprit is my last Pokemon, and it is Choice Scarf, so I have to lock it on something. And I choose Fire Punch because it can take out Ferrothorn. So yeah, it goes for it. I get Iron Barb damage. I'm thinking, okay, it all depends on what his last Pokemon is. It's a Registeel, because actually in the beginning, in the team preview, I didn't really look at this Pokemon, so yeah. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, so defensive. It can take 2 more. So it goes for Toxic right now. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm dead. There's nothing I can do, right? I don't know. There's really, I was just like, wow, okay, I'm dead. Go for another Fire Punch. Maybe a critical can happen. Nope. I don't even think one more can KO it at this point. But he goes for Iron Head and it takes me out. I don't know why he went for Toxic at first, but whatever. A great game, DarkUserSnake, or just call him Snake, pretty much. That was awesome. That game was really fun. And yeah, that's about it. Yeah, it was really fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Subscribe to the Pokemon, the chat room's channel if you want. Subscribe to his channel. I mean, he's a great battler. Doesn't really upload anymore though, but he might start. I don't know. But yeah, he's a great battler, and yeah, just I don't know. Nothing much more to say. Anyways, I guess I'll see you guys next time, or well, in my next part of something. So yeah, see you then.